Hey folks, it's Kat.Beanie and welcome back to another long-term survival episode. So I'm going to have to apologise because I have completely lost a whole episode that was the one that was meant to be before this episode. It got corrupted, and like after I'd done all the editing, done all the time lapses, done the voiceover, etc., yeah, it's gone. It's bye-bye. Anyway, like and subscribe rainbows should be across your screen right about now, so you know the drill. Yeah, so currently looking for some frozen goodness because I need more blue ice. Got a lot of like new villagey bits, which is cool. Like I'm not really. I don't think I've seen a blacksmith like this one before. I mean, I don't think I might have, but at my current predisposition, I cannot remember. The husband is currently out inebriating himself with friends, so I'm going to regret not taking those bookshelves later. So obviously if one of the kids comes through, the little one is in bed, but the other two still have like 3 hours before bedtime, so if one of them comes through, I'm going to obviously have to stop recording and then start recording again. So if a lot of that happens, it is what it is. I'm a parent. I've got kids. Deal with it. And if you can't, feel free to leave. You know? Like, I hate the thing, like, there's obviously like, a population drop. Like, the big thing recently was there was a population drop in China, and people are like, how it's bad for the aging population. But like the thing is, like, everybody complains that there's too many people in the world and not enough resources. And now, while the population's dropping in areas, people are complaining about there's not going to be enough people to care for the aging population. It's like, well, you can't have it both ways. You know? Like, either, you know, the population declines and, yeah, we're going to have to deal with the consequences of that as we age. Obviously, not being an elderly person myself yet. Although I don't really think, like, of old, like, you know, people call people generic and old and blah, 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 blah. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, in your mind, you're still a kid. You're still an idiot. You know, you still don't know what life's about or what you're doing or, you know, if you've got your head up your ass, you know. So at what point, you know, does one become adult enough to consider herself not only an adult, but, you know, an elderly adult? And obviously you could, like, say the argument of, oh, well, an elderly person is someone that has reached blah, 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 past this age and now their body has started to decline. I mean, aging sucks. I mean, I'm only 33 and I already think aging sucks. I mean, my back's in bits, etc. I am, like, I had this, if any of you guys watched one of my episodes a few episodes ago, I had a health scare recently where we thought I might have had breast cancer. Thankfully, I do not. It was all checked out, according to, got a scan, all that sort of jazz, got, you know, felt up by a couple of doctors. One of them looked petrified because my husband came with me to the appointment, and like the poor student doctor was like this little dude, who looked like he should have been in my kid's class in primary school. But anyway, you know, but like at what point, like then, because obviously he's considered an adult, to me he looked more like a child, but it is what it is. He's obviously the appropriate age to be there. But I don't I don't get it. I was like, I mean, some people hate being called old, and some people like accept it with the grace and dignity that people do with many things. I don't know. I don't know how I'll react to being like older when I'm older, but yeah. Obviously, there's the environmentalists and more people choosing not to have kids these days. Which is fine. Like, obviously, I'm a parent. I've got 3 kids. I've got like an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Damn, that's an age gap. But like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have, kids. I wanted to have my children. If you don't want to have kids, like, nobody should be pressuring into, oh, kids are a great joy in life, and oh, you'll regret not having them, and who's going to look after you in your old age? Like, people really need to stop that BS. Like, it's like become the societal norm that you must procreate, and it's just, no. Like, you don't have to have kids just because that's what everyone else is doing. The thing that, on the flip side of that, the thing that also annoys me is the people that, like, decide that they don't want to have kids and then complain about kids being in spaces like airplanes or restaurants and blah, blah, blah. It's like, mate, we are literally raising the next generation of people, and, like, while I appreciate that you do not want to have the consequences of a child, you were once a pain in the ass of a kid yourself. So step off your high horse. Your parents had to deal with you. We've got to deal with them. Just take a deep breath and F off. Because kids have to get from A to B. Kids are allowed to be out in social situations. How else are you going to teach your kid how to, like, act appropriately in a restaurant if they are not exposed to said environment? And yeah, I'm not saying they're going to get, like, correct, like, the first time or even the 20th time. But you can bet your ass by the time they're an adult, they will, like, most definitely probably be able to appear in public at a restaurant with their homies and be able to eat by themselves. Depending that we're talking about, an adult that doesn't have any additional support needs that would prevent them from doing so. Obviously, like, specifically one of my children will always need help in social situations in that respect. Possibly the youngest as well, we don't know yet. But people are going to continue to have kids. The people that don't want to have kids, that's absolutely fine. Just don't be an a-hole and think you're entitled to the world. And hold on, that's one of the kids I was referencing earlier. And we're back. He wanted to play a Super Mario game and it wasn't in his Switch. So it's like, well, go get the game and we'll put it in the Switch. Clearly not rocket science, but when you have, obviously, conditions that limit your cognitive abilities, something that would appear simple to you or I is obviously a massive deal for him. And like that, like, takes me on to like a whole other like subsection of this topic, is like disabled children. Now, being a parent of disabled children myself, it appears that society doesn't seem to think that children can be disabled. Now, like, I've not only, experienced this myself personally, not only from able-bodied people, but from other disabled people, giving me abuse because of the way my child acts, or because we are accessing disabled services that they don't think that, like, my children are entitled to because they're children. not only adults get disabilities. So, if a kid is out with their parents socially or their carer or whatever, and they are not acting in a way that you think is appropriate, or you think they're acting like a little SHIT, can you take a second to think that maybe that kid has a condition that may impede their ability to act in a socially acceptable manner, and that they are maybe acting the best way that they know how in that situation, or the fact that they could be overwhelmed and they cannot control. We're gonna the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum is this. A tantrum is when the kid doesn't get what it wants for whatever reason. I can't go to the park today, blah, 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 because we're busy. Kid's not happy about it, throws a tantrum. I can't get a sweetie because, it'll rot my teeth, and mum says no. Kid throws a tantrum. You gave me the wrong coloured plate. Kid throws a tantrum. Right. A tantrum will be solved when that child gets what it wants, or you are able to sit down with that child and explain why they cannot have what they want right now, that you understand that their emotions are completely valid, and it's sad that we can't get what we want all the time, and blah, blah. I'm not going to do the whole nursery teacher spiel, but explain it to your kid in an age and stage appropriate way, and then, being able to handle their emotions appropriately. That is a tantrum. At some point, they will calm down because either they have got what they wanted, or hopefully B, if you've already said no, you need to reinforce your decision, that you have explained why, and obviously supported them emotionally, and blah, 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 blah. Now, a meltdown is, we'll take the plate colour thing as an example. If you give a kid, say my autistic kid, right, because I don't want to pinpoint a general autistic child that doesn't exist, but say you give my son the wrong coloured plate. This scenario doesn't really affect him because he doesn't really care about what colour of plate he gets. But say you did. Say you gave him the wrong colour of plate, and he has a meltdown because it is the wrong colour plate. That his emotional tolerance is gone. His ability to control himself is gone. He cannot rein in his behaviour because he cannot control or regulate himself at that time. It doesn't matter if you then go and give him the right coloured plate. It's done. All you can do in that scenario is mitigate the damage by ensuring that they are in a safe place, that you are able to limit the harm they either do to themselves or others, or both, and ride it out until they are able to calm down on their own. You cannot appease a meltdown. You cannot bring a child out of a meltdown by going, here's a sweetie, here's this. Oh, I gave you the wrong plate, I'm so sorry, here's the right colour plate. Oh, fine now. No, no. You can't do that. If it's a meltdown, they cannot control or regulate their emotions or their behaviour at that time. And this is a difficulty that some people get that don't understand. How is it their fault, or how can they be badly behaved if they are not in control of what they are doing? Now, I don't agree that children are badly behaved. Like, adults that know better and intentionally do things that are, not so morally great, yeah, they be a-holes. But, children are learning. They're constantly, perpetually learning, and it's our job to teach them right from wrong. And they'll absorb everything from what you say, what you do, how you act, how you behave. They're like little sponges. They'll absorb all of that. So if you're telling them, oh, don't do this, but you're doing it yourself. And don't get me wrong, all parents are hypocrites. All parents, even myself, we're all hypocrites. We are all hypocrites because we have all done things that we tell our children not to do. No, you can't have sweeties. It's too late at night, and then they go to bed and we binge a packet of chocolate or biscuits or whatever. We're all hypocrites. So, don't even come at me about that. But hopefully we are hypocrites for the greater good. As I say to my daughter, don't do as I do as I say, because I want, my children to be better people than I am. But that it doesn't come overnight. And then there are obviously the crappy kind of hypocrites. It's for example, two kids are shouting at each other, and then they shout at the kid, don't shout at people, that's terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you have just done the very thing to them that you have told them not to do. If you're going to be a hypocrite for a good reason, not a crappy reason. I can't believe I've spent most of this video talking about offspring. But anywho, Mushroom Island. That's interesting, huh? Although there was only one mushroom there. I do need to get some wheat, and maybe hopefully another one will spawn, and I can totally breed a whole bunch of mushrooms. Or bring it back. Okay, buddy. My son needs a toilet. Fun fact. Yeah. So usually, obviously, if my husband was here, he'd be sitting over there and able to help mitigate these scenarios while I'm recording. But it is what it is. I've sort of given up on trying to hide the fact that I have kids from people, because at some point I'm past caring. So much of my time and effort today has been spent dealing with other people acting like kids. Not even my own kids, just this is adults acting like children. And I'm I don't want to waste my time or effort or energy dealing with you, because I've got my own kids to deal with. I've got my own stuff that needs to get done. And that's not going to happen if I've got to spend God knows how many hours holding your hand, walking you through X, Y, Z. And I'm not talking about this was a really juvenile, stupid situation that I can't go into. But you've probably been in that situation before, or had one of those friends that constantly feels like they're sucking the energy and life out of you. So I'm here to tell you, you don't have to deal with them. Like, if you've got someone in your life that doesn't support you, but is constantly seeking support from you, and you are drained and done, and, you know, you just don't have the energy or inclination to deal with them anymore, like, I'm here to say that's okay. If this is the nudge you needed to let that person go, let him go. Let him go. Let him go. You don't need to deal with that crap anymore. Because despite all the genuine, honest, good, supportive people out there, like, friendship is a back and forth. You know, like, people that you care about. Oh, is he coming to take me out? Take you out first, buddy. Damn polar bears. Oh! Hey! I don't even think there's a baby about. Was he just whacking me because I was whacking the other guy? I don't know. Oh, look, what's this? This is cool. I wonder if there'll be a chest. Give me a chest. Is there a chest? Oh, there's a chest. There we go. Right, at any point my son's gonna come, like, waddling through here to tell me he's finished. At which point, yeah, I'm not gonna say. Things must occur. That was a pretty cool bit. But yeah, like, friendship's like a back and forth. Like, if, like, you've got this great supportive person that you love and that's there for you and, you know, would go to the ends of the earth to help you out and listens to all your crap and puts up with all your stuff and does fun things with you, and all the, you know, friendship stuff that happens and goes on. I should have fell in the water. Why take damage when you don't have to? Like, if you're not reciprocating that, then what is the benefit of being your friend? You know? And I'm not, like, this wasn't actually a close personal friend that, like, I had to deal with. But again, cannot go into the details. But, you know, it's the same sort of thing. Like, I'm not going to give my time, energy, or whatever to someone that I know is, like, you know, not going to give two craps about me. Like, why should I? What? Where is my incentive there? Like, I do a lot of things for a lot of people, and I'm not going to, you know, blow my own horn. I do numerous stuff for numerous people, but I'm either doing it because I want to do it. Like, it's not something that they have asked me to do. It is something I genuinely want to do. So that is my incentive. I want it, not them. Or B, they've asked me to do it, and have given me incentive to do so. Whether that's money or favours in return or what have you. Or, like, you know, they've done something for me in the past and this is something I am doing to, you know, reciprocate that favour. Or if I've given my word that I'll do something, I'm gonna do it. Whether it is a hindrance to me or not, because I have told them I will. Now, that sometimes comes back to bite me on the ass. And And like I have had people tell me before, it's like, well, why agree to do something if you don't want to do it? It's like, there are lots of reasons to do things that I don't want to do. Sometimes it's because it's the right thing to do. And multitudes of other reasons, but like, you know, I don't always want to brush my teeth in the morning, but I do it. I don't want to always have to get up in the morning and feed my kids, but you know, I do it. I gats to. Although the incentive there would probably be not getting social services around my house and taking my kids away, so, you know. But yeah, like, obviously, as I was saying, friendship is a give and take, and if, like, people are, like, taking and taking and taking and taking and not giving anything back, then what is the incentive to be friends with them? Like, if there's someone that puts you down, calls you names, makes you feel like crap, why do you still talk to them? You don't have to. People are not entitled to you. People are not entitled for you to be nice to them. They're not entitled to your time. They're not entitled to your energy. They are not entitled to you. And if someone asks you to do something, and you say no, and they ask why, you don't have to give them a response. No is a complete sentence, right? As they say, no means no. In all aspects. I wonder what's out here. I wish I had a hole right now. And that always the case. Never a hole around when you need one. Oh god, I'm going to hell. If I believed in hell. If I believed, oh Jesus Christ, Mary, Joseph and all the guys that come along with them, that was a big drop. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't fall down there. That would not have been fun. Right, like someone I know was in this position a couple of years ago. They had been friends with a group of people. The group of people treated them like crap. And then they sort of ghosted this friend. And they didn't know why. And they're like, they'd lost like the ability to trust and form new relationships because they thought, what was the point if it's only going to hurt me? Now, I completely get that mindset after what they'd been through. And it's easy to say, oh, but not all people suck. A lot of people do suck in their own ways. Like myself included, I've got like parts of my personality that I'm not proud of. Or that, you know, definitely need work. But if people are treating you like crap or ghost, like I have been ghosted, if people are gonna be like that to you, then F them right in the face. They're not worth it. I mean, you're like, as I was saying, you don't owe anyone your time or your energy or effort or anything. What the hell, man? It's a mushroom island. Oh, it's a drowned. On the flip side of that, you are not entitled to anyone else's time, effort, or energy. If you want it, you're going to have to be one of the people that, like, if you want to be friends with someone, you got to do the give and take thing. Or even acquaintances, or, like, colleagues, or anything like that. There is always a level of give and take. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, etc. Yada, yada, yada. But if they're just going to be a douche to you, just put them in the door. Or if they have been a douche and you're left feeling like crap, screw that. Carry on. Lift your chin up. It is not your fault. But anyway, that's my life lesson for today, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe. And if you do have any issues with any mental health problems, please seek professional help from your local support groups. And I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.